Most people come to trading for one reason: money. They imagine charts as printing presses. They imagine profits as freedom. They imagine that one perfect strategy will finally unlock the life they've been chasing. But what if trading was never designed to make you rich? What if its real purpose was to reveal who you are? Think about it. A mirror doesn't create anything. It doesn't judge. It doesn't lie. It simply reflects whatever stands in front of it. Trading works the same way. The market doesn't care about your dreams, your excuses, your intelligence, or how badly you want success. It reflects your habits, your discipline, your patience, your fears, your greed. Every click of the buy button becomes a conversation between you and yourself. That's why two people can trade the exact same strategy and get completely different results. One builds consistency. The other builds frustration. The difference isn't the market. The difference is the person staring back from the mirror. And that's what makes trading so different from almost every other profession in the world. Most jobs allow you to hide your weaknesses for a while. Trading exposes them immediately. Every impulsive decision leaves a footprint. Every emotional reaction leaves a scar. Every shortcut eventually returns with a bill attached. In this video, you'll discover why the greatest battle in trading is not against the market, but against the hidden parts of yourself. You'll learn why discipline is more valuable than prediction, why self-awareness creates more profits than excitement, and why many traders fail not because they lack knowledge, but because they never learn to face their own reflection. Because the day you stop treating trading like a money machine and start treating it like a mirror is the day your transformation truly begins. 1. The reflection nobody escapes. There is a strange moment that almost every trader experiences. It usually happens after enough wins to feel confident, and enough losses to feel confused. At first, the market looks like a puzzle. A giant machine waiting to be solved. You believe that if you gather enough knowledge, find enough indicators, or discover the perfect strategy, the doors to success will finally open. So you search. You study. You watch. You learn. Yet somehow the results remain inconsistent. Not because the market is hiding secrets, but because the market has quietly shifted the lesson. The challenge was never the chart. The challenge became the person reading it. Imagine standing in front of a lake at dawn. The water is perfectly still. You lean forward and see your reflection. The lake doesn't create your image. It simply reveals it. Trading operates in exactly the same way. The market reveals what already exists beneath the surface. Patience becomes visible. Discipline becomes visible. Fear becomes visible. Ego becomes visible. Many people think they lose money because the market moved against them. In reality, they often lose because they moved against themselves. A trader enters too early because impatience is stronger than discipline. A trader refuses to exit because hope is stronger than logic. A trader risks too much because ego is louder than wisdom. The market simply exposes what was already there. This is why trading can feel so personal. A carpenter can blame the wood. A chef can blame the ingredients. A driver can blame the road. But in trading, every decision leaves a fingerprint that points back to the decision maker. The chart becomes a courtroom where excuses lose their power. And that's uncomfortable. Because most people spend their lives trying to improve their circumstances. Trading forces something different. It asks for self-improvement before external improvement. It asks for internal order before financial order. Like a sword being forged in fire, the purpose of the heat is not destruction. The purpose is transformation. The market's pressure works the same way. Every setback exposes a weakness. Every mistake reveals a blind spot. Every emotional reaction points toward an area that still needs growth. Seen this way, losses become more than losses. They become messages. Not messages about the market. Messages about yourself. And the trader who learns to read those messages gains something far more valuable than a winning trade. They gain self-awareness. Because the greatest edge in trading is not hidden on a chart. It is hidden within the person looking at it. 2. The prison of more. Trading's greatest illusion is believing success lies outside you. Just one more strategy. One more indicator. One more course. One more secret. The mind becomes convinced the next thing will solve everything. But hidden inside that belief is a trap. The chase never ends. Because the problem was never information. It was a lack of transformation. Imagine a man standing beside a well with a bucket full of holes. He draws water all day. Again and again. Yet every time he reaches home, the bucket is empty. So he blames the well. He blames the rope. He blames the weather. Then he buys a bigger bucket. But the holes remain. Many traders spend years doing exactly this. They collect knowledge while ignoring the leaks in their character. They search for better entries while neglecting patience. They search for better systems while refusing to master their emotions. They search for certainty in a world that rewards adaptability. The result is predictable. More information enters. The same mistakes remain. The market is full of intelligent people who lose money. Not because they lack knowledge. Because knowledge alone cannot defeat fear. Knowledge alone cannot silence greed. Knowledge alone cannot create discipline. A person can memorize every chart pattern and still sabotage every trade. Why? Because information lives in the mind. But execution lives in character. And character is built through repetition, awareness, and honesty. This is why trading resembles philosophy more than gambling. Ancient philosophers spent their lives asking one question. How do you master yourself? Not the world. Not other people. Yourself. Because they understood something most people overlook. A person who cannot govern their own mind eventually becomes a servant to it. In trading, this truth becomes impossible to hide. Fear whispers, exit now. Greed whispers, hold longer. Ego whispers, double the position. Impatience whispers, take the trade. And when those voices become stronger than reason, the account pays the price. The market is not taking money. The market is charging tuition. Each mistake becomes a lesson invoice. Each emotional decision becomes a receipt. Eventually, one realization emerges. The path forward is not about adding more. It is about removing what no longer serves you. Removing the need to be right. Removing the addiction to excitement. Removing the illusion of control. A sculptor creates a masterpiece not by adding endless stone, but by removing what does not belong. Trading works the same way. The goal is not to become someone new. The goal is to remove fear, ego, impatience, and greed that hide the trader you can become. Because real growth begins the moment you stop asking, what does the market owe me? And start asking, what is this market trying to teach me about myself? 3. Chasing shadows. There is a reason so many traders feel exhausted. Not because trading is difficult, but because they are chasing something that keeps moving. A shadow. Imagine someone trying to catch their own shadow at sunset. The faster they run, the farther it seems to stretch away. They become frustrated. They become desperate. They believe they simply need to run harder. Yet the shadow was never meant to be chased. It was meant to be understood. Money often behaves the same way. The moment money becomes the only objective, something changes. Patience disappears. Discipline weakens. Decisions become emotional. The mind starts seeing opportunities that do not exist. Every chart looks like a jackpot. Every movement feels urgent. Every trade feels personal. Trading stops being a process and becomes a search for emotional relief. The irony is simple. The harder someone chases money, the more likely they are to push it away. Because money is often a result, not a destination. Consider a farmer. A wise farmer does not wake up demanding the crops grow faster. He does not dig up seeds to check their progress. He focuses on the soil, the water, the sunlight, the process. Growth arrives as a consequence. Trading follows the same principle. The account balance is the crop. Your habits are the soil. Your discipline is the water. Your consistency is the sunlight. Most people stare at the crop while neglecting the field. Then they wonder why nothing grows. The market rewards patience. It rewards those who respect the process more than the outcome. Because anything valuable takes time. A tree grows slowly. And a disciplined trader does too. Yet most people reject this truth. Everyone wants acceleration. Few want cultivation. Everyone wants the treasure. Few want the transformation required to carry it. That is why many enter trading seeking wealth and leave with frustration. They focus on the reward while ignoring the person required to earn it. The market exposes impatience, punishes recklessness, humbles arrogance. Not because it is cruel, but because reality does not bend around desire. The river does not change direction because someone is impatient. The wind does not change course because someone feels entitled. And the market does not reward people simply because they want it badly enough. It responds to preparation, to discipline, to consistency. The moment this becomes clear, everything changes. Trading stops feeling like a race. It starts feeling like craftsmanship. A daily practice of refinement. A process of becoming. And that is when the shadow loses its power. Because instead of chasing money, you begin building the person capable of attracting it. And paradoxically, that is often when the results begin to follow. 4. The inner battlefield. Most people believe trading is a battle against the market. But the market is not your enemy. The chart is not your enemy. Volatility is not your enemy. The real battlefield exists in a place no one else can see. Within your own mind. Imagine an ancient castle surrounded by massive walls. From the outside, it appears strong and invincible. Yet one small gate has been left open. An enemy does not need to destroy the walls. They only need to enter through the opening. This is how many trading accounts collapse. Not because of a lack of strategy. Not because of bad opportunities. But because emotions find an open gate. Fear enters. Greed enters. Ego enters. Once inside, they begin making decisions disguised as logic. The dangerous thing about emotions is that they rarely announce themselves. Fear disguises itself as caution. Greed disguises itself as confidence. Ego disguises itself as certainty. The mind creates stories that feel true in the moment. Stories that justify breaking rules. Stories that make destructive decisions appear reasonable. This is why self-awareness is one of the rarest skills in trading. To observe your thoughts without obeying them. To recognize emotion without surrendering control. To notice temptation without acting on it. That is a form of strength few people develop. A sailor crossing an ocean cannot control the waves. He cannot command the wind. He cannot negotiate with storms. But he can control his response. Trading follows the same principle. The market will do whatever it wants. Prices will rise and fall. Unexpected events will happen. Uncertainty will always exist. The goal is not to control the ocean. The goal is to become a better captain. Many traders spend years trying to predict every wave. The wiser path is learning how to navigate them. Because certainty is an illusion. Even the greatest traders never achieved perfect prediction. What separated them was something deeper. They remained steady while uncertainty moved around them. Like a mountain standing through changing seasons. The snow arrives. The rain arrives. The sun returns. Yet the mountain remains. Trading demands that same stability. Not emotional numbness. Emotional mastery. The ability to act according to principles rather than impulses. Trusting a process over a feeling. The ability to remain disciplined when emotions beg for exceptions. And here lies the hidden truth. Every time you follow your plan despite fear, you become stronger. Every time you remain patient, you become stronger. Every time you accept uncertainty without panic, you become stronger. The account may grow slowly. But something more valuable is growing alongside it. Character. Because the market is testing your strategy. It is testing your ability to remain who you decided to be when pressure arrives. And pressure never creates character. It reveals it. 5. Becoming the mirror. At the beginning of the journey, most traders look at the market and ask a simple question. How much money can I make? It feels like the right question. After all, money is what brought them here. But as time passes, something unexpected happens. The question changes. Not because profits stop mattering, but because understanding grows. The focus shifts from profits to principles. From outcomes to habits. From chasing rewards to becoming worthy of them. Imagine a blacksmith forging a blade. Every strike of the hammer looks destructive. The metal bends. The metal endures fire. The metal faces pressure. Yet none of it is punishment. It is preparation. Without heat, the blade stays weak. Without pressure, it never becomes what it was meant to be. Trading follows the same pattern. Losses. Setbacks. Doubt. Mistakes. They often feel like proof of failure. But sometimes they are proof of formation. The market is shaping more than an account balance. It is shaping perspective. Patience that comfort cannot teach. Discipline that success cannot teach. Humility that easy victories cannot teach. Wisdom that certainty cannot teach. These qualities are forged through resistance. That is why the greatest reward in trading is not money. Money matters. It creates opportunities. It expands freedom. But money alone cannot transform a person. Character can. A disciplined person can carry success. A patient person can sustain success. A resilient person can survive success. Without those qualities, wealth often becomes another form of instability. The market understands this. It offers no shortcuts. It does not respond to wishes. It does not reward entitlement. It responds to preparation. To consistency. To growth. And perhaps this is the hidden philosophy of trading. The market is not a money machine. A machine produces results when buttons are pressed. Trading does not work that way. Trading is a mirror. Every day it reflects something back. Sometimes confidence. Sometimes fear. Sometimes discipline. Sometimes ego. The reflection changes as you change. Eventually, a powerful realization appears. The goal was never to conquer the market. The goal was to conquer the version of yourself that could not succeed within it. Because when discipline becomes stronger than emotion, when patience becomes stronger than urgency, when wisdom becomes stronger than ego, you stop needing the market to validate you. You stop treating every trade like a verdict on your worth. You stop chasing outcomes and start trusting the process. And in that moment, trading becomes more than a financial activity. It becomes a path of self-mastery. If this perspective resonated with you, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Leave a like and share this video with someone who needs this message. Subscribe for more insights that go beyond charts and strategies. And remember, the strongest traders are not the ones who master the market first. They are the ones who master themselves. I'll see you on the next one.